There is a new public finance management bill that is expected in Parliament early next year. I haven't seen the bill. When looking at the present EFF, these are all under the auspices of the EFF, but it is a mistake to say that these things are imposed on the IMF. We in the central bank fought tooth and nail to say strengthen the rules of the Fiscal Management Responsibility Act. We fought for the new central bank, the things in the new central bank act. So an article by my good friend of mine saying that the US government has asked the central bank act to be brought in. We struggled very hard with that new central bank bill. And in the time I was there, and the governor has brought it to fruition and conclusion. So on this fiscal management bill that's coming in, I think the fiscal rules are going to be strengthened. And they're going to be embedded in law. This is the thing. So we were doing all these things. We were having a flexible inflation targeting regime. The Monetary Board took a decision in early 2019 or end 2018 not to participate in the primary auction for treasury bills. That is to avoid the most egregious form of money printing in common parlance or deficit financing. All these things were reversed. So now, hopefully, one, the fiscal rules will be strengthened. Primary surplus, 2.3% has to be achieved by 2025 and maintained for the subsequent 7 years or whatever it is, or 7-8 years. This is important because what does a primary surplus mean? It is total revenue minus total expenditure, excluding interest. That means you are meeting the expenditure of the current year through revenue collected in that year. So you're not adding on to the stock of debt. So there was a change beginning to take place, and hopefully this time around, the primary surplus will become an operating target in the new fiscal management bill. And if you embed it in law, I hope very much that it becomes much more difficult to breach fiscal deficit going forward. The same with the central bank Act. This bill actually got to Parliament in 2019. I must say the one thing I was doing my utmost to do before leaving the central bank in December 2019 was to get this bill enacted. For various reasons, it got delayed. It got to Parliament, but we ran out of parliamentary time. If we had got that act through, I don't think it would have been possible to cut taxes in the way we did, because the central bank would have been prevented from participating in the primary auction for treasury bills. It wouldn't have been able to finance the budget in the way it subsequently did. And without that financing, nobody would have dared to cut taxes in the way they did. So we could have avoided all that. But sadly, we couldn't get it through Parliament.